The idea spread across America because of television. We printed manuals instructing pastors on how to conduct a night to honor Israel in their city, treating the Jewish people with love and mutual respect. Those nights to honor Israel led to February the 7th, 2006, when I called 400 of America's leading evangelicals here to Cornerstone Church to organize what I was calling Christians United for Israel. It would be a national grassroots organization with enough political power to support Israel and the Jewish people in Washington, D.C. That day, February the 7th, 2006, was a miracle from God. Those 400 men were the leaders of the evangelical world. They were the owners of radio television networks. They were publishers. They were the presidents of universities. These were the leaders of leaders. And when I asked them if they would do something that had never been done in the history of Christianity, would they please raise their hand? And 400 of them unanimously and instantly lifted their hand. And I knew that God Almighty had spoken. Think about it. Never in the history of Christianity have millions of Christians united for the sole purpose of defending the nation of Israel and to protect the Jewish people from every vestige of anti-Semitism. Never. Tonight, Christians United for Israel has 7 million plus active members, organized by regions, by states, by cities, by voting districts, ready to fulfill the words of the prophet Isaiah. For Zion's sake, we will not keep silent, and for Jerusalem's sake, we will never be quiet. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that the Word of God, the Word of God Almighty, creator of heaven and earth, entered into a blood covenant with Abraham and his descendants for the nation of Israel in the book of Genesis. The Jewish people do not occupy the land of Israel. They have been given that land by the creator of heaven and earth, by blood covenant. It was theirs yesterday, it is theirs today, it will be theirs tomorrow and forever. The concept that the Palestinians at some time owned this land is one of the great historical frauds of our time. That was never a reality. Israel is not a political issue, it is a Bible issue. Israel's greatest defender is not America. Israel's greatest defender is God Almighty. He that keepeth Israel neither slumbers nor sleeps. And the God who crushed Pharaoh in Egypt can crush the Ayatollah in Iran. He is in total control. So who are the Jewish people to God Almighty? They are a cherished people. They are the apple of God's eye. They have never been replaced by the church in the economy of God, as some of you preachers across America are teaching. That's a false doctrine. Stop it. They are a chosen people. They are a chosen people. God told Moses to tell Pharaoh, Israel is my firstborn son. They are a covenant people. God has rescued the exiles from the nation of the world and brought them back to the nation of Israel. 70 years later, Israel is one of the most powerful and productive nations on the face of the earth. This is their heritage. This is the God they serve. He has not failed. According to St. Paul in Romans 11, the roots of Christianity are Jewish, which would be Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Judaism does not need Christianity to explain its existence, but Christianity cannot explain its existence without Judaism. CUFI has taught the Christians of America and the world that according to the Bible, Paul writing in Romans 11:27, Christians owe a debt of gratitude to the Jewish people. Paul puts his pen to parchment and he writes, "For if the Gentiles have been partakers of their spiritual things," speaking of the Jewish people, "it is the duty of the Gentiles to minister to the Jewish people in material things." End of quote. The phrase, "the duty of Gentiles in material things," has led John Hagee Ministries to give over $103 million to humanitarian causes in Israel for the benefit of the Jewish people. Love is not what you say, love is what you do. Talk is cheap. Don't tell me you love me, show me. World history can be explained in one sentence. The nations that have blessed Israel have been blessed of God, and the nations that have cursed Israel have been crushed by the hand of God. Where is Pharaoh, who tormented the Jewish people? God turned him to fish food in a matter of minutes. Where are the Persians? They're gone. Where is Haman and his sons who planned to hang the Jewish people on the gallows? They were hung on that gallows that they prepared for the Jewish people. They're gone. Where are the Babylonians? They're gone. Where's the Grecian Empire? It's gone. Where is the Roman Empire? It's gone. Where's the Ottoman Empire? It's gone. Where are those goose-stepping lunatic Nazis who followed Adolf Hitler? They're buried in the boneyard of human history. All of those nations are buried in the boneyard of human history. Where is Israel, that tiny piece of sacred soil at the edge of the Mediterranean Sea? Israel is alive and well. Israel is powerful and prosperous. Israel in adversity is exploding with accomplishment. Put your hands together and give God Almighty a Ezekiel, the 37th chapter. Ezekiel puts his pen to parchment, and you can capsulize the chapter by saying, Israel lives. He that keepeth Israel neither slumbers nor sleeps. Shout it from the housetops in Jerusalem. Israel lives. Shout it until those tin-horn dictators in the United Nations hear it. Israel lives. Shout it until it echoes down the palaces of Iran. Israel lives. Let the nations of the world know. Let the supreme leader of Iran, in your mad pursuit of a nuclear bomb to destroy Israel, recognize that there is a God in Israel. Israel has a defender, and you are the nation who should be watching out for your welfare. Remember Haman? He predicted what he predicted for the Jewish people turned out to be his own fate. He predicted that he was going to hang the Jewish people on that gallows, and he hung from it. If there was ever a one-bomb nation in the future, it will be Iran. It will not be Israel.